What would happen if you took the mind of a philosopher and placed it into the body of a soldier? If you mixed the icy calm of Marcus Aurelius with the ruthless focus of the US Navy, you would create a warrior of the mind, capable of overcoming every storm, every challenge, every betrayal, and walking away stronger. That is what I will show you today. Because most people live soft lives. They panic at bad news. They drown in small problems. They collapse when storms come. But you do not have to live that way. There is a path of iron and fire, a way of moving through life that takes its discipline from the Navy and its spirit from the Stoics. Subscribe and watch until the final word, because this is not another generic motivational video. These are tactics you can carry for a lifetime. 8 Stoic tactics of the US Navy you must apply to your daily life. Maybe you feel you cannot stay focused. Maybe you feel you lack discipline. Maybe you wonder if you have what it takes to stand steady when everything falls apart. Every principle is drawn from the warrior spirit of the US Navy and from the deep well of Stoic philosophy that still stands as the ultimate teacher of how to endure, how to prevail, and how to live free. Number 1, control what you can, accept what you cannot. The sea does not care about your wishes. Its storm obey no human command. Waves will smash against the hull. Winds will howl without pity, and the sun may vanish for days. The Navy knows this. You do not order the sea. You only order your ship. In this, the Stoics found their deepest strength. They saw that life, like the sea, cannot be tamed. You will lose money. You will lose people. You will lose plans you thought were unshakable, and yet you must keep sailing. Marcus Aurelius, ruler of a vast and treacherous empire, wrote like a ship captain, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." Consider your finances. You cannot force a market to rise, or an employer to stay, or an economy to serve your wishes. You cannot stop a competitor from acting ruthlessly, or a customer from changing their mind. But you can govern your response. You can cut costs when needed. You can build skills while others panic. You can hold your dignity while others sell theirs for short-term gain. This is the Stoic power. It is the captain who refuses to scream at the storm and instead commands his own crew. If your partner leaves, you cannot rewrite their heart, but you can command yours. If your business fails, you cannot stop the tide of change, but you can steer your courage. If the markets collapse, you cannot halt the world, but you can rebuild your plans. The weak man wastes his energy screaming at the waves. The strong man grabs the wheel. Think of the lone traveler whose horse dies mid-journey. If he sits down and curses fate, he will starve. If he picks up his pack and walks, he may yet reach the next village. That is the Stoic, not unhurt, but unstoppable. When you stop trying to command what cannot be commanded, you free yourself to focus on what can be commanded, your own mind. And that is all you ever truly own. Do not try to master the sea. Master the ship. Your thoughts, your choices, your actions, these are the sails you must set. When the sea rages, let it rage. Your ship can still survive. Let this be your code. When the market storms, adjust your sails. When your relationships tremble, hold steady your heart. When the world burns, guard your mind from the same fire. Because once you know the difference between what is yours and what is not, you become unbreakable. Number 2, master the art of immediate response. The Navy is built on a single principle. There is no time to hesitate. A ship on fire, a missile incoming, a hull torn open, hesitation kills. So they drill one thing into every sailor's bones. Act now, think clearly, move fast. When the alarm sounds, there is no council of debate. There is no weeping for what is lost. There is no blaming or complaining. There is only the immediate response. One move, then the next, then the next. Stoicism is no different. Marcus Aurelius reminded himself every dawn, if something is difficult to bear, remember that it is within you to bear it. You must become that person, the one who, when crisis strikes, does not freeze, does not drown in the weight of fear, but responds. Someone betrays you, respond. If the business fails, respond. An illness strikes, respond. Do not stand still, asking, why me? The universe does not answer such questions. It only moves on, with or without you. Life is a storm. You will not stop it with tears. You will only survive it with movement. Remember this. Most people drown not because the wave was too strong, but because they froze. Fear locks their muscles. Panic traps their lungs. They stop moving, and the ocean claims them. But the Stoic, like the commander on a warship, takes action. You may not have perfect answers. That does not matter. Imperfect action is better than perfect hesitation. Once you act, you gain clarity. Once you move, you gather momentum. Once you choose, you break the spell of panic. Think of a burning building. The one who escapes is not the one who perfectly plans every detail. It is the one who simply chooses a path and runs. Train your mind to see a crisis and act. Fix what you can fix. Adapt to what you cannot. Repair what is broken. If it cannot be repaired, bury it and build again. But do not stand there, watching the flames consume your hopes. The world is not gentle. It does not give you time to weep. The Stoic accepts this and becomes swift, decisive, unafraid to choose. And in that choice lies salvation. Do not think this is cold. It is the highest kindness you can offer yourself, the refusal to drown in delay. Master this art of immediate response, and there will be no crisis, no betrayal, no shock that can fully destroy you. You will have already moved on, while the rest of the world is still frozen in fear. Number 3. Train like it's war, even in peace. The Navy drills in calm waters. They practice battle drills when the sea is gentle, their hearts steady, the sun shining overhead. It is not a waste of time. It is the very reason they survive. Because when the storm finally explodes, when fire rains and the hull is torn open, they move as if nothing changed. They do not freeze. They do not collapse. Their minds are already trained for terror. The Stoics called this premeditatio malorum, the practice of imagining hardship before it arrives. Seneca wrote, "We must rehearse misfortunes in advance so that when they come, they strike us unshaken." Understand this. A soft life breeds a soft spirit. If you never prepare for challenge, even a small wave will sink you. So you must train in calm seasons as if war is on the horizon. Speak the hard truths before you are forced to. Make decisions in small trials, so your mind grows practiced for bigger ones. Deny yourself small comforts, so that one day, if life strips them away, you do not crumble. Train your mind like a weapon. Test your patience before others test it for you. Picture loss before it comes, so that its bite does not paralyze you. Think of the lone traveler crossing a desert. He practices rationing water while the canteen is still full. He walks beneath the sun to toughen his feet, though he has a horse waiting. He is no fool. He knows luck can die in a single night. Be that traveler. Visualize a job lost, a fortune ruined, a friend's betrayal, a sudden illness. Feel them in your mind so that if they come, you have already survived them once. You will not be surprised, and surprise is what kills the untrained. Do not think of this as dark. It is liberating. When you rehearse hardship, you rob it of its teeth. You do not wait for the storm to find you fragile. You build your courage while the skies are clear, so when the heavens tear apart, you stand unbroken. Most men panic in war because they thought peace was permanent. The Stoic knows peace is only a pause, so use that pause to train again, until no hardship can find you unprepared. This is the way of the Navy. This is the way of the Stoic. This is the way of anyone who wishes to stand undefeated, no matter what the world hurls against them. Number 4. Respect routine as a shield. On a warship, routine is not a trivial ritual. It is survival itself. Sailors rise at the same hour, check the same equipment, repeat the same drills until muscle memory guides them even through fire and chaos. This pattern is their anchor. It means that when everything goes wrong, they still know what to do. Chaos hates order. Routine is how you push chaos back into its cage. The Stoics understood this perfectly. Epictetus trained himself to meet each day with order, no matter what storms might appear. He taught, if you want to improve, be content to be thought foolish and stupid. Because the world mocks discipline. It worships comfort, spontaneity, and pleasure. But these things shatter the moment the unexpected happens. Routine is the chainmail of the soul. It deflects 1,000 tiny arrows. Build your routine as if you were preparing for war. Wake at the same time, no matter how you feel. Guard your spending, no matter what your friends waste theirs on. Set time aside each day for reflection, no matter what distractions tempt you. Speak your truth, even when others dance around theirs. Hold to your virtues, even when those around you break theirs. When you repeat these habits daily, you forge a rhythm in your bones, and this rhythm will protect you when everything else collapses. Imagine a lone traveler crossing a desert. Each morning, he packs the same ration, ties the same knots, checks the same route. If a sandstorm rises, he does not panic, because his hands know what to do even when his eyes cannot see. Be like that traveler. Routine will not make your life boring, it will make it unbreakable. Other people will call you rigid. Let them. They do not understand the iron you are forging. Routine is the calm heartbeat you can return to, even when the world is on fire. Order is not a cage, it is a fortress. If you build your days on a disciplined pattern, then no betrayal, no tragedy, no disaster can fully destroy you, because you will still rise, still move, still carry on, while others collapse in chaos. Remember this: you can control your routine, even if you cannot control the world. And that small piece of control is sometimes all you need to survive. Stay steady, even when others are falling apart. That is how you live as a Stoic, a calm soldier of the mind, unshaken no matter what storms break around you. Number 5. Honor the Brotherhood. No ship survives a hurricane because of one sailor alone. It survives because every man, from the deckhand to the captain, holds the line together. One watches the sails, another patches the leaks, another stands at the helm. Each knows the others will do their part, even when the sea turns monstrous. This is the Brotherhood of the sea, a bond forged not in fair weather, but in storms. The Stoics understood the same. They knew no human thrives in total isolation. Even the strongest mind, left alone too long, will start to corrode. We need others, not the crowd, not flatterers, but those rare souls who share our deepest values. Seneca put it simply: associate with those who will make you better. Ask yourself, who will call you out when your greed blinds you? Who will lift you when failure breaks you? Who will remind you of discipline when temptation sings its siren song? That is your brotherhood. Build it carefully. Surround yourself with those who practice reason, courage, and frugality. Those who do not worship easy pleasures, who do not flee hardship, who do not abandon you at the first sign of trouble. In peace, you train them, you train with them, you debate with them, argue with them, sharpen them like blades. In war, you trust them with your life. A lone traveler in the desert might survive a night, but a band of travelers can cross the entire wasteland. One can keep watch while the other sleeps. One can carry water while the other carries hope. Do not mistake false friends for brothers. Test them. Trust them with small burdens before giving them great ones. Observe them under strain. See whether they crack or hold. If you build your circle on shared virtue, you build an unbreakable fortress. Finance is no different. Success, investment, discipline, these are easier to protect when you have trusted allies to stand with you. It is better to have 3 loyal companions than 100 companions who vanish when the feast ends. In peace, strengthen your alliances. In crisis, lean on them without shame. Seneca knew this. Marcus Aurelius knew this. You must know it too, because the world will test you. It will try to isolate you, to break you apart, to make you doubt. When that happens, your brotherhood is the shield at your back. Hold it close, defend it, honor it. And if you feel these words burning away the confusion of your daily life, if you feel them forging you into something greater, then safeguard that flame. Like, subscribe, not for my sake but for your own path, so you do not lose this hard-won wisdom the next time the world tries to drown you. We are not finished yet. Stand steady. Number 6. Embrace hardship as training. No sailor prays for oceans that stay forever gentle, because calm waters teach nothing. A ship that has never faced the gale is a ship unworthy of its captain. The Navy drills in storms, drills for the flood, drills for the flames. Sailors knot their ropes with frozen hands, wade through water that bites to the bone, and put out fires while the deck still pitches beneath their feet. They do not seek out pain, but they do not fear it either. They know pain is the sternest teacher, and that the next real trial will come with no warning. The Stoic understands this with the same brutal clarity. Do not hope for a gentle life. That is a coward's wish. Hope instead for a strong spirit. Do not ask the gods to clear the path for you. Ask them to strengthen your shoulders so that you can carry any weight. Epictetus reminded us, difficulties show men what they are. If you wish to be rich, train for loss. If you wish to build an empire, train for its collapse. If you wish to guard your wealth, train for betrayal. If you wish to keep your peace, train for heartbreak. A sword left cold and untested will snap the first time it strikes. But a sword beaten by the hammer, tempered in flame, emerges unbreakable. So too with you. Think of Hannibal, the Carthaginian general, who crossed the Alps with elephants in the dead of winter, while snow drowned his army and boulders blocked their way. Men fell to frostbite, hunger, Roman ambushes, and still Hannibal pressed forward, carving a path through the mountains themselves. His men were forged in that misery, hardened until they could stand against all of Rome. Or think of Theodore Roosevelt, left sickly as a boy, weak-chested, unfit for harsh winds. But he refused the easy path. He forced himself into storms of his own making. Boxing, ranching, hunting, riding until he could not breathe, charging into war with the Rough Riders. He emerged a president, but more than that, a man whom no hardship could break. So when you feel your spirit protest the challenge before you, when you feel your heart beg for comfort, remember these men. Remember Hannibal cutting through the Alps. Remember Roosevelt riding across the Badlands. Hardship is the crucible. Each betrayal, each loss, each humiliation is a whetstone to your blade. Each failure is a fire that hardens your steel. The next time you lose money in a failed venture, do not whimper. Analyze, adapt, harden. The next time someone betrays your trust, do not break. Remember, learn, fortify. The next time heartbreak takes you to your knees, do not think the world ended. Let it deepen your understanding, your compassion, your wisdom. Like the Navy sailor crawling through fire, choking on smoke, you will learn that survival is a skill. Each time you survive, you grow stronger, more prepared for the next trial. A man who has never faced poverty will collapse the day his fortune is stripped away. A man who has never known betrayal will lose his mind when loyalty shatters. A man who has never tasted heartbreak will drown in his first grief. But the man who has faced these storms and walked through them will be unmoved. If you want peace, do not hide from war. No one is more peaceful than the warrior who has survived 1,000 battles and still stands. So take every difficult day as a drill. Let failure refine you. Let disappointment teach you. Let pain harden you. The calm seas will always return, but you will be changed, forged, tempered, ready, and then no storm will ever master you again. Number 7. Maintain constant situational awareness. On a warship, no sailor can allow his mind to drift. A single moment of daydreaming could sink them all. The waves shift in an instant, the wind whips around without warning, ropes can snap with no sound, and flames can spark from the smallest ember. Every man aboard must keep his eyes scanning the horizon, his hands testing every knot, and his mind sharper than any blade. This is situational awareness, a sailor's most loyal defense. The Stoic, too, lives by this code. Marcus Aurelius taught, the art of living is more like wrestling than dancing. For in wrestling you cannot lose focus, even for the briefest moment. You must feel every slight shift of your opponent's weight, sense the tiny change of pressure, stay mindful of every joint and breath. One heartbeat of distraction, and you are on your back in the dust. So it is with life. You must learn to see the storm before it strikes. You must sense greed before it poisons your choices. You must catch the smallest crack in your courage before it grows wide enough to swallow you. Be fully present, not half awake, drifting through your days. When you eat, know why you eat. When you spend, know why you spend. When you invest, weigh every risk, every promise. When you speak, taste every word before you let it escape your mouth. Vigilance is a shield that never rests. A careless man, a man whose thoughts wander, is easy prey, in business, in love, in war. But a man who watches, who listens, who studies the details, is rarely fooled, rarely betrayed, rarely lost. Think of Julius Caesar. When he crossed the Rubicon to challenge Rome itself, he kept a constant watch not just on his enemies, but on his own men. He knew which generals might waver, which soldiers might break, which friends might betray him if the tide turned. He ate with them, marched with them, listened to their fears, and when the moment came to strike, he was prepared. No surprises, no illusions. That is vigilance. Or think of Queen Elizabeth I, ruling in an age of plots and poison. Every moment of her reign was threatened by conspiracies, from Spain, from Rome, from her own nobles. Yet she lived in constant awareness. She watched every courtier, every letter, every rumor. She learned languages, studied codes, hired spies, all to keep her mind wrapped tight around every threat. And she survived decades on the throne where others would have been slaughtered. That is vigilance. Let me tell you a short tale. A merchant in the ancient city of Carthage built an empire trading spices across the sea. He grew so wealthy, he believed no one could challenge him. He stopped checking his books. He stopped weighing his cargo. He let his men handle everything, trusting that his fortune was unshakable. But one day, a single dishonest partner swapped his precious spices for rotting grain. The ship sailed and the cargo arrived worthless. His buyers fled, his name collapsed, his empire died in a season. All because he had stopped watching. One moment of blindness and ruin followed. That is why the Stoic trains himself to check every rope, every seal, every word, every ambition. Ask yourself each morning, where is my money leaking? Where is my confidence slipping? Where is my discipline wearing thin? Ask yourself before you sleep, who tried to sway me today? What traps were laid for my pride? What weakness did I spot in my armor? The Stoic is not paranoid. He is prepared. He sees temptation in a friendly smile. He sees laziness when the bed grows warm. He sees arrogance when the crowd cheers his name. Like a lone warrior sleeping with his sword across his chest, the Stoic rests, but never so deeply that he cannot wake at the faintest whisper of danger. Stay awake, stay aware, stay ready, because a distracted mind is already conquered. But a vigilant mind, that mind cannot be defeated. Number 8. Know that everything is borrowed. A ship, no matter how mighty its timber or how proud its sails, can break apart in a single night. The Navy knows this. They do not trust the planks or the ropes or the bright paint upon the hull. They trust only their mission, their courage, and their skills. The ship is a tool, a vessel of opportunity, nothing more. One rogue wave, one hidden reef, and all the craftsmanship in the world will splinter into the sea. But the mission, the spirit of the crew, that survives. So too with your life. The Stoic knows that nothing you own is truly yours forever. Your health can be stolen by one cruel sickness. Your fortune can vanish in the space between one sunrise and the next. The love of others can be torn away by death or betrayal or simple distance. Even your own body, your strength, will one day fade with the passage of years. These gifts are not given, they are lent. Seneca warned, "He is a great man who uses what fortune gives him, but does not rely upon it." Use what you have, cherish it, defend it, but never chain your soul to it. If you cling too tightly, the day it leaves you, you will break like glass. If you love it wisely, you can release it with grace, without being destroyed. Think of a Roman legionary, decades hardened on the frontier. His sword, his shield, his breastplate, all of these he trusts, but never worships. He knows that in battle they may fail, may crack, may vanish from his grip. In that moment, his courage is all he has left, and that is enough. Or think of the great emperor Marcus Aurelius. At the height of Rome's glory, he commanded legions, riches, scholars, senators. But plague swept through his empire. His children died, his armies withered. Did he despair? No, because Marcus never believed these blessings belonged to him absolutely. They were gifts of fate, borrowed for a season. When fortune took them back, he remained unbroken, anchored only to what he could always command, his own reason, his own virtue. There is a story of an Athenian merchant named Callimachus. He built a fleet of trading ships that made him one of the wealthiest men in Greece. But one year, a sudden war broke out, and his ships were seized, his trading partners ruined, his fortune erased in a month. Many would have ended their lives in shame, but Callimachus gathered what he had left, the knowledge of sailing, his courage, his discipline, and began again with a single boat. Within 5 years he was wealthier than before, because he had never worshipped the ships. He had only used them, and when they were gone, he still had himself. That is the Stoic way. A sailor honors his ship, repairs it, protects it, but never forgets the sea may claim it. When that day comes, he does not drown with the planks. He swims. You must do the same. Look at your wealth. It may serve you today and serve another tomorrow. Be grateful for it, but do not bow to it. Look at your body. It carries you today and one day will fail. Care for it, but do not think it immortal. Look at those you love. Love them without reserve, but remember they are mortal, just as you are. When you accept this, you are free. Free to invest boldly, because you know you can recover from loss. Free to love truly, because you know heartbreak will not kill you. Free to live with courage, because you know this life is a loan and you are determined to use it well. If everything is borrowed, then nothing can truly enslave you. You move through the world like a warrior carrying borrowed armor, skilled with it, grateful for its protection, but ready to fight even naked if that moment comes. The true Stoic is never owned by fortune. He is its guest. Polite, respectful, but never dependent. So stand like a captain on the deck of a ship that may sink tomorrow. Let the wind batter your face, let the spray sting your eyes, and remind yourself that your mission is greater than the wood under your feet. In that mindset, no loss can break you, no change can destroy you. You will endure, no matter what the tides of fortune wash away. This is how the Stoic becomes invincible. The man who owns nothing in his heart cannot be robbed. The man who expects to lose cannot be surprised. The man who cherishes without clinging cannot be destroyed by grief. Use what you have, love what you have, protect what you have, but never let it own you, because in the end it will all return to fortune's hands, and you will remain free. If these 8 principles have struck the iron of your spirit, do not let them fade. Like, subscribe, keep them close so they can stand with you the next time the storms rise. And now I leave you with a question. Which of these 8 will you begin to train today, and why? Tell me. Let your answer be a torch that lights the path for another who wanders in darkness. If you wish to continue walking this road, join me in the next teaching, where we will dive even deeper into the philosophy that shaped soldiers, emperors, and sages. Are you ready to rise?